Kevin Phillips certainly a little bit newer than what Michael Doyle is, and he'd have been delighted with his side start so far since coming in. But it's really important now for Woking to, I think, carry on from that Oxford City performance, because, as Michael Doyle said,
there's a neat header, just comes inside the 18-yard box, and a strike early on for Ricky Corboa. Set up by the nod by Scott Cuthbert, I think it was, just getting it down towards that far post. We saw the bright early surge from Woking, but Hartlepool finding their feet very quickly suddenly as we hit the 6-minute mark.
Yeah, I think Kevin Phillips will be pleased with his side's play in the last couple of minutes, especially down this right-hand side. There's so much space. Especially Hendry getting into that position as a right back, getting forwards. Denon Lewis is almost playing further forward, but not necessarily meaning being asked to track back when the fullback goes forward. So that's a good area I think that Hartlepool could certainly capitalise on.
Yeah, his time on the sideline, Luke Hendry, this season for Hartlepool through injury was certainly a big loss for the club. They're so happy to have him back playing at full fitness as it's brought across, and it's a great opener. Superb start from the visitors and tucked in by Joe Gray. 7 goals in the Vanarama National League now for that young man, and the 20-year-old homegrown talent is paying back his club in kind.
That's a brilliant goal. Just that little period that Hartlepool were on top. Mentioned about the space down the flanks. Diasarue being that pivotal role down the middle. Cook coming into play nicely. Oh, maybe if that line was here, he may have shaded just off. However, that's what Ferguson does so well. Gets forwards, crosses into the box all the time. Brilliantly timed run there. It's a difficult finish when you just make that little run across the near post and you open your body out there and just use the pace of the ball to come across. Real tidy finish. Waterfall dealt with the danger there as Dixon came off his line.
They go short from the set piece. Fist in by Luca towards the near post. Plenty waiting towards that far stick. A fair few staying forward as well as Cuthbert's caught. Free kick. They're lining up on the edge of the area to support as well as Joel Dixon organises the defences. Be the midfielder just to float it in towards that far stick, not cleared away far enough. Lucas crowded out too quickly. There's no chance for Lewis either, and there might be a chance on the counter-attack suddenly for Hartlepool. And they're flooding forward, and all they need is the ball into Gray, who's in behind, and it sneaks under the keeper but wide of the target. Well, hardly showering himself in glory with the save, but Alexis Andre Jr. did just about enough to keep that one out.
And I think what Woking would have been frustrated more than anything to concede a goal from their own free kick. However, it's a brilliantly timed run there. He's away. Just doesn't get the connection, maybe the pace and the power of the shot that he certainly would have wanted. Fortunately for the goalkeeper, that one just goes past the post.
Featherstone to take. Right into the heart of the box. That's the sort of service that Diasarue wants to feed off. The goal that he scored in recent weeks that you pointed out before we came on air, saying that's the kind of chance that he'll thrive on. And he almost did. Ince picking off possession. It's a good ball across goal as well. Walker got his left boot onto it. Didn't quite wrap it around perhaps enough. Nicky Featherstone's departure in October before re-signing with the club was given a 1-month deal and has now been given a season-long deal. Only 35-year-old. Towards Crawford, the closest one to it. Chance to regroup, rebuild. Waterfall into the area, and it somehow stayed out. Crawford's claiming it, and Crawford's having it. Or perhaps not. I think Alexis Andre Jr. did just about enough. But only just enough. The finest of margins as it ricocheted off him and the post hit.
It was a brilliant ball in there. whether or not he just shades offside when that first cross comes in. They keep the ball alive really, really well. There's a brilliant ball in there. I'd say it's a brilliant head-up. But I think that first angle we saw...
Luka trying some trickery and a dip of the shoulder. Comes to nothing. Once again with the Luton loanee. Trying to dance between the defenders, and it may just about come off here. Lewis beaten away by Dixon.
One of those whistles that Michael Doyle doesn't want to have at half-time stopping now, because they have been really on top now, the backhand of this first half.
Look how crowded it is in that 6-yard box, and it's always going to cause problems. Cuthbert the closest to it and got a touch on it. It's a cross. Corboa searching for something, and that certainly isn't it. He's had better efforts this season, to say the least. I wonder when the last time a father and son were on the same television network, of course, with Sean Dyche involved in the Premier League game earlier. It's a big one here as it finishes all the way across goal. Casey collects the pieces, does really well. Cooks there once more, though. Important challenge. It's a poor clearance, to say the least. Edwards sends it in. Oh, what a save by Dixon, but it's turned into the second attempt. Walker has waited and waited and waited, and finally a crisp finish comes his way as he thumps it home from close range, and perhaps salvages a point for Woking right at the death.
Well, it's an emphatic finish, but he'll be fuming, Kevin Phillips, because it's such a bad ball out from the back, and we're talking about concentration, not allowing chances. You think they deal with the chances here, because it's a great challenge there from Cook, but what are you doing trying to play out from the back? It's a magnificent save there from Dixon. The goal scorer, Gray, was the one that gave it away. Brilliant save. But the angle there was always going to be difficult. And Woking have found something from somewhere.
Crawford finds Ferguson. Surely not a last sting in the tail from the away side here. That's a half chance really for Diatarue. Hasn't had many of them. Second best he's had tonight. They're calling time. Is there a last order, last bit of service? Late drama, perhaps not of the highest variety, but certainly drama that will frustrate Kevin Phillips as the winning streak comes to an end for Hartlepool so abruptly. It's a point apiece in the end, salvaged for Michael Doyle's Woking by a late strike from Lewis Walker.